So very good afternoon to all the participants. So I hope you people have practiced the first session examples that we have shared, and for just a quick recap of the things that we have done till now. So I'm going to just go through the things that we have done quickly in 5 minutes. So in the first session, we people have started with the file handling part in Python. And majorly we people have focused on the text file, how we people can create from the scratch a text file, either directly in the notepad, and then later on you can read it by using the R mode, or you can go for R plus mode. Similarly, we have gone through end of line character significance also. And first of all, we have utilized the open method, which can be utilized for opening a file in different modes. And in all of the examples, the main thing was how exactly you are trying to access a file which is saved somewhere in the directory. So in order to have the file opened correctly, you need to verify the file path. That should be appropriate one. So for this purpose, we have worked mostly on the two files only. One was filedemo.txt and another was myfile.txt. So these are both the text files, and we try to learn how to read our file line by line or character by character, and how you can go for writing the information in the form of, let's say, strings or characters into the file. And for this purpose, we have used the f.write method, in which we have passed the string which contains the data. And we have seen that in the file handler, it can be f or any other name. So in the end, after doing all the tasks, you always go for f.close, that is closing the file handler. And we have also learned the importance of a file mode, which stands for appending the contents in the particular file at the end. And it always works on a file where you want to add the things. So the difference, can you tell me what is the difference between W and A mode? A quick recap. W and A mode. So the difference between write and append mode, because in write, the only thing because of which we moved ahead for the append mode was, in write mode, you people were unable to retain the contents that has been stored earlier. Otherwise, write was also working fine. So in case of write, it usually overwrites things. So we cannot go ahead with the previous content. But in real time, when you want to do this, we always wish to maintain the previous contents also. Every time we cannot go for erasing them and then restarting with the contents newly. So that's why we have gone through the A mode. And my next question is, what is the difference between A and A plus mode? What is the difference between A and A plus mode? Very good, very good. So after appending the file, so let's say before I close the file handler, I wish to read the file and I want to see the contents that I have just added in my file. So I need to have one additional privilege, that is to read the things. You can see here that in text file operation in Python, we are doing the things in a separated manner. If it is for read, we are reading only. If it is for write, we are writing only. And if it is for append, we are appending at the end, right? But many a times we need to have additional privilege, so that without you can say losing control over the contents that we have just added, we want to continue ahead with the things. Like in addition to writing, you want to read also. So for that kind of cases we people have learned the various modes. So can you tell me in which file modes reading is also allowed additionally along with writing? What can be these modes? In addition to writing, I need to read also. Okay, so I'm getting the responses W plus mode, which allows you to read and write your file, and the previous the file will be deleted in case of W plus. Very good. And you people have shown me one more response, that is A plus. Very fine. So it's just a revision to append and read the data of file, and the file pointer will be moved on to the beginning of the file, and then you can read the contents. Very nice. And one more response is available here, that is for R plus, W plus, and A plus. So very good. So it means even if we haven't tried all the modes, let's say, so but you can go for the modes also which we have not tried on the files that you have created. Is it fine with all of you? So after this, mainly the other functions that we have tried were read method, and in read method we have passed the argument value. It can be number of bytes that you are interested in reading. So that also we have tried. And another method that we have gone through is write and write lines. So that was also quite effective in write and write lines. We had tried to write the line by line all the contents, and we have tried one more method, that is read lines. So in case of read lines and write lines, you can see here that when it is using the read lines method, it has read the information stored in the file in the form of list elements. So I hope you remember this point, read lines. So which read the information from the file and saved it in the form of a list elements. So it's now very easy to operate upon it. You people can go ahead with the display of information in the format that is desired. So in this manner, we have tried some of the methods that can be operated on the files. And split lines was also very interesting. So who will tell me why we have used the split lines method? Kindly respond in the chat window why people have used the split lines. So that the contents are arranged in a modular manner, one by one. This is known as incremental approach. So once you understand that in a particular mode or in a particular method, some kind of disadvantage is there, or you can say some kind of shortcoming exists. So there is a solution ahead for that, and we have learned the things in incremental manner. So we have seen that while reading the contents from the file, so it was also displaying the new line character which has encountered in the file. So in order to suppress that kind of new line character, we have used the split lines method so that it should not hinder our output with the presence of new line character. So very well done. The students have received the contents in a right manner. So I hope I have given you a quick overview of all the methods that we have done till now. And my next question is, how many new different modules you came up in this session? Which modules you have learned new? So we people have gone through importing OS, operating system module, and we have seen SYSS. Very nice. And in that we have read one method, that is file method, which checks for the existence of the file. So whether a particular file is available or not. So you can also take it as a kind of exception handling, right? So normally when we execute something and we don't take care of such kind of checks in our program, so normally we end up with some kind of error. Not always, but in a specific situation. Like in our earlier sessions, we have gone through the delete operation, and I told you that it is not going to give you error in the very first instance, but when you will repetitively run the same delete command at a particular index. So can you tell me what kind of error it will give you? If you will keep on deleting the elements from the data structure continuously by passing one particular index, so what kind of error it will give? Very nice. So Ekant Garg, Shivam Maurya, Kushagra Sharma, very nice, very nice. So your efforts deserve appreciation. So it may end up in showing you list index or a particular data structure index out of range. So sometimes we are not able to foresee the things that this code may give you some kind of error. So the best thing is to keep on exploring and experimenting with your code, and then you will be in a position to learn lot many additional things. So don't go by the code in a limited sense. You keep on experimenting with the things and change few things, and then you will come to know what can be the other capabilities of that particular thing. So isFile is one of the essential methods so that you can just know about whether the particular file exists or not. So I got one query over here regarding the last example. So I'm repeating it again for you people. I'm going to explain this part which we have done at the end. So after checking whether a particular file exists or not, so we people have tried to know how many lines or words or characters are there in total in the file. So it's a very simple for loop which is reading the file. So my first move is to know the number of lines. So when it encounters a line in my file, so it will just update the counter for number of lines, the first step. Then within a line, I want to know what are the different words in it. So for that purpose, whatsoever line we are fetching at one go, we are putting the split method over there, line.split. And split method, I have shown you the output also by running the command print words. So in print words, what it did, it splitted the line word by word and created a list for you. So I hope you remember in my code, I have just commented that line, print words. So as I said, the best way to understand your code and to know the errors, why they are occurring, or in order to know the working of the things, sometimes intermediate print commands are inserted. But if you feel that it is unnecessarily creating lot of blockage in your output display and you don't wish to display the things in detail, so you can always, after checking, make it a comment. So it will present there in your code, and moreover, it anytime if you wish to see what kind of value is coming in between. So if you're unable to understand the code, you can put these kind of print commands in between. So the first counter is for counting the number of lines. A line is consisted of what? Can you respond? A line is consisted of different words, right? So then after split, I am now knowing how many words are there. I can count upon that. So that's why we have run length of words. Word is basically a list. एक लाइन के अंदर कितने वर्ड्स आपके आ रहे हैं वो एक लिस्ट बन जाएगी बेटे, और लिस्ट के ऊपर हमने लेंथ मेथड अप्लाई किया है. लेंथ मेथड क्या करेगा? इट विल काउंट द नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स इन द लिस्ट. तो हमें ये पता लग जाएगा कि एक लाइन में कितने वर्ड्स हैं. इज इट फाइन? तो हमें वर्ड्स पता लग जाएंगे, काउंटर इंक्रीमेंट हो गया। उसके बाद हमें क्या करना है नेक्स्ट स्टेप, आई वांट टू नो द कैरेक्टर्स। तो पहली लाइन जो भी अभी रीड हुई है फाइल से, उसमें कैरेक्टर कितने हैं वो हमें कहां से पता लगेगा, लेंथ जो हमने लाइन की कंप्यूट की है यहाँ पे, नॉट वर्ड्स। वर्ड्स इज अ लिस्ट ऑफ वर्ड्स, लाइन इज द कंप्लीट लाइन इन योर फाइल। तो उसकी आप लेंथ कंप्यूट करोगे तो सिंपली आपको वहां से नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर पता लग जाएंगे। तो हमने 3 काउंटर लिए हैं। वन काउंटर दैट इज C1 is for counting the number of lines. Another is CW. It is for counting the number of words, and CC for counting the characters. तो ये प्रोसेस आपका कब तक चलेगा, जब तक कोई भी आपकी फाइल में लाइन है जो न्यूली रीड हो रही है। तो जब तक आपकी फाइल रीड होती जाएगी ये सारे काउंटर अपडेट होते जाएंगे। फाइन, तो ये आपकी जब तक लूप चलेगा ये काउंटर अपडेट होते जाएंगे, एंड आफ्टर द लूप वी हैव जस्ट डिस्प्लेड द काउंटर्स। Is it okay with all of you? I don't know which candidate has asked this query. So they were having problem regarding understanding how we are computing. Fine. I hope the concerned fellow has got the reply and how we are computing the thing. So it's very easy. So it means whatsoever we have learned earlier, now we are putting all those concepts here in file also. So we are able to understand how my list is working, how the data is reflected back, how I can apply the different methods, and so on. So now it has become easier for us to club together all the basic concepts of Python that you have learned. So always you need a for loop to iterate upon the things, whether it is a sequence or it is a file or some other data structure. So now we can move ahead with the next example, and for one candidate, whether it will, yeah, I am asking from your end only. अगर आप इसमें कोई string pass कर रहे हो और उसमें character के उसमें बीच में space है, so is it going to count that or not? The question is open for the whole house. आपने फाइल के अंदर जब स्पेसिंग दी है वो भी एज ए कैरेक्टर काउंट होगा। Well done, well done. Very good. So I hope now by taking response from your end, we can move ahead with the next thing. और सिस आपका जो मॉड्यूल है वो सिस्टम रिलेटेड, यहाँ पे हमने एक एग्जिट मेथड यूज किया था, उसके लिए हमने सिस जो मॉड्यूल है उसे इंपोर्ट किया है। So as and when you require such kind of things which are related to system, so we can go for this SYS module. Sir, about that you can always explore in pypy.org. PYPI, Python Package Repository. So always you can seek for help from this particular portal. pypy.org, it's a repository of Python, and more than 130,000 packages we people are having currently. And you should know that as it is an open and free, open and freely available programming language. So every month new packages are getting updated. 1 lakh या 1,30,000 packages related towards its development, and it is continuously growing. तो हो सकता है जितने पैकेजेस आपको आज अवेलेबल हैं 1 महीने बाद या 2 महीने बाद उसमें काफी एड ऑन आपको और मिलेगा। So in order to know always the latest status, you can explore the repository. Further, अगर आपको किसी भी न्यू फील्ड में आपने काम करना है and you are not sure about which particular packages are available, so you can go to pypy.org, and in that you can search for the particular domain name like image processing, networking. So you people will come to know that how many different packages has been contributed over there. And then you can accordingly find out the required package. Then you can download the same thing and install. Then your import will work, right? So as and when it is not there, then we need to first download and install the package, and then we can move ahead. So right now we are just using some of the basic modules, because till now you people have seen that we have used import. One more package we have tried in NumPy. I hope we have tried somewhere. In case of two-dimensional arrays, NumPy is needed, because all these packages are going to be covered in your next sessions. For numerical computing, NumPy; for scientific computing, SciPy. So in Python, the wonderful thing is that in whatsoever domain you people are working, you are having access to lot many different packages, and you can extend your knowledge by exploring them in depth. So Python is not to be learned like C language. आपको इसका syntax वगैरह भी बहुत user friendly है, and it's easy to understand. Lot of resources are there, so you people can move on after going through the basics to a specific domain. अगर आपने नेटवर्क एनालिसिस करना है तो उसमें भी आपका स्पेसिफिक पैकेज है. इट्स डॉक्यूमेंटेशन इज अवेलेबल इन पीडीएफ फॉर्म. तो जब आप एक पर्टिकुलर डोमेन में जंप करेंगे तो उसमें आप उसको डिटेल में इन डेप्थ आप लर्न कर सकते हो. इज इट अंडरस्टूड टू ऑल ऑफ यू? हेल्प इज अवेलेबल, यू कैन डाउनलोड. कोई भी जो आप पैकेज लर्न करोगे उसका पीडीएफ फाइल आप डॉक्यूमेंटेशन डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, और तब आप डिटेल में उसको एक्सप्लोर करो. दैट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर यू टू नो इन डिटेल. In books you won't get all kind of things, so the best resource is to go by the Python documentation. आप कोई भी बुक के थ्रू पढ़ोगे तो उसमें आपको हमेशा फंडामेंटल्स ही मिलेंगे, and fundamentals are only up to this you can say inheritance part and data structures part, little bit of GUI handling, graphical user interface creation. But when we come to the advanced concepts like network programming, network analysis, image processing, so all these things can be learned specifically by exploring those documentations. So now I'm taking up the next example. So till now we have seen on text file. So our next is working with binary file, and in this we are going to make use of these two modes, and you can also make use of other modes also. So in binary I'm going to show you how to work with RB mode, that is to read a binary file. Here you need to understand that the additional thing is B here. B stands for binary. So RB is to read the file in read a binary file. Similarly, WB is to write into a binary file. And we are going to use again read and write methods to read byte by byte from a binary file and to write bytes into the binary file. So as I said, other than text file also we people are having a lot of file types to be handled. Let's suppose we are having a image file. So for this matter, I have taken a image file from the internet, and I named it as tulipflower.jpg. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make use of a file handler F1. I have read this binary file which is stored. The image file is stored basically in the form of binary format. So I'm trying to open it in the file handler. And then F2 is again one more file handler. In this new file, I'm going to write this. So remember one thing, if the file is not already there, it is going to create the file with the name. So I have mentioned the name in the directory new file.jpg, and I'm going to open it in WB mode, that is the writing mode. So I have taken one variable bytes equals to f1.read, right? So it will take byte by byte, and then I am going to pass this bytes to f2.write. तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं, जो मेरी इनपुट फाइल है वो ट्यूलिप फ्लावर है, और जो आउटपुट फाइल है न्यू फाइल, उसमें मैं इस कंटेंट्स को राइट कर दूंगी, एंड देन आई विल क्लोज बोथ द हैंडलर्स। आई होप दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू। आपने अभी प्रैक्टिस करना है इसको। आप कोई भी एक इमेज फाइल लीजिए जो आपके पास अवेलेबल है, टेक वन इमेज फाइल, उसे आप रीड करोगे बाइनरी मोड में, और उसको एक नई फाइल में हम राइट करवाएंगे। उसके बाद आप नई फाइल जो आपकी राइट हो गई उसको खोल के देखो क्या सेम कंटेंट आपके राइट हो गए, एंड इफ यस देन यू प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड। सो आई एम गिविंग यू 5 minutes to go through this code and practice. This new file, I have just mentioned the name, it is yet not created. So when it will encounter this file handler and it will find that it is not there, it will create the same. इस डायरेक्टरी में ये फाइल क्रिएट हो जाएगी अपने आप ऑटोमेटिकली, सो यू कैन जस्ट चेक इट आउट। So how many of you have done this? Just update me in the chat window. Are you people able to read the binary file, and are you able to write the contents in the another file? So hopefully all of you are able to do. So now we are moving on to the next example. Now we are moving to the with statement. this statement can be used while opening a file, and advantage related with this particular statement usage is that it takes care of closing a file handler which is opened by you. So you can make use of this syntax also in order to operate upon your files. So I have given one small example over here. So we are using here with statement to open a file and write some strings into it. So I'm using with, then open keyword, and here this is the file handler information. जो भी आप उसमें फाइल हैंडलर में लिखते थे, the same thing here I am writing. ओपन के बाद जो भी आप फाइल का पाथ लेते हो और फाइल का ओपनिंग मोड लेते हो, that thing we are putting here in the open method as f, and then colon f dot write. I'm learning Python, and f dot write Python is free and open source. So 2 lines I have added into the file which is mentioned above with the name sample.txt. So all of you please run this program whether it is giving you the required thing or not. जो ऊपर वाली फाइल है जिसमें आप ट्यूलिप वाले में कर रहे हो, उसमें सिंपली मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, ट्यूलिप फाइल से, ट्यूलिप फ्लावर से रीड कर रही हूँ, न्यू फाइल में सेम फाइल कॉपी हो जाएगी। आप लोग अपने फोल्डर में जहां पे भी आपने किया है उसको, तो आप उसको खोलिए एंड जस्ट चेक इट आउट। जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे फाइल ली हुई है ट्यूलिप फ्लावर, so this was the file which we read as an input, and the corresponding file is written in the new file. So for that, one more file has been created, the image file with the name new file. I hope now it is clear to all of you. Vishakha, is it clear to you what we are expecting from the previous example? So as it is a image file in JPG format, so I have read it in binary form, and I have tried to copy the or write the contents of this file to a new one. So we have read both the modes, RB and WB mode for binary file. So you people can always check for the file whether it has been created correctly or not by checking the directory which you have mentioned. So now you people can try this example which is just written here using the with statement. So just respond in the chat window. How many of you are able to run the code? So you people can observe over here that I haven't closed the file handler. So this was the difference due to which you can also make use of with statement, where in the initial beginning part only the file handler is taken, and you need not to close the file handler. It will automatically be closed after doing the operations that are specified within the with statement. So now after creating this, just read the file. The file which you have just written, just read this sample.txt file. Again, by using the same with statement, I have used the same sample.txt file, opening it in R mode, and then I'm using a loop and I'm just trying to print line by line the information stored in the file. So just respond, are you able to do this? We have read the file with the with statement after creating the file. So very good. Now we have done one method in order to find some particular position in the file. Can you update me in the chat window which method we have used? Seek method. So as you have seen that we have utilized the seek method. So similarly, we people have a method that is tell method. So you can also make use of this if needed, f.tell. So seek is basically to move on to a particular position. F.tell tells you the particular position in your file. If currently you are at any point in your file, you can know about at which byte you are currently. So you can first of all take the position f.tell ke through, and then you can move on to any specific position from there. So, okay, another query is what are the different values that we need in seek method for from where argument if I want to start from end of the file. From current position, and from beginning, which value we use? 0. Vishakha f.tell is used to just know the current, right? At which position or at which byte you are currently. So you can know about this information by using f.tell. f.seek के थ्रू तो आप उस पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन पे जाते हो. जैसे हम गए कि लास्ट ऑफ द फाइल से आपको 10 बाइट्स मूव करना है, या स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द फाइल से आपको 10 बाइट्स मूव करना है, तो आप उसमें पॉजिटिव वैल्यू भी दे सकते हो, माइनस में भी दे सकते हो. इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू? इज इट ओके विद ऑल ऑफ यू? जो सेकंड आर्ग्यूमेंट है सीक मेथड में, उसमें 3 वैल्यू आएंगी, 0, 1 या 2. और जो फर्स्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट है उसमें आप जो वैल्यू दे सकते हो वो पॉजिटिव भी हो सकती है, नेगेटिव भी हो सकती है. जब आप स्टार्टिंग से जा रहे हो तो आप उसको बता सकते हो प्लस में कितने बाइट्स मूव करना है। जब आप बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में फाइल को एक्सेस कर रहे हो तो आप उसमें माइनस में भी इंडिकेट कर सकते हो कितने बाइट्स आपको मूव करना है बैक, एंड देन यू कैन चेक द करंट पोजीशन बाय f.tel. So is it fine with all of you? f.seek and f.tel, the difference between the two? Okay, now one more example we are going to cover, that is related to reading a Excel file. So I am taking you to that particular. So I have one file with me, that is onion_production.ceb. onion_production.csv. So for this purpose, I am taking data frames. So we are not going to cover it in detail as it is scheduled for your other session. So we will just take an example, one or two, in order to understand how you can work with CSV file or Excel file. So for this purpose, I have imported a particular package with the name pandas. I have created its alias name. So import is the keyword, pandas is the name of the package, as is again a keyword, and pd is the alias name. So usually we create an alias name while working with different packages, and the significance of this is that just like a nickname. So rather than writing pandas every time or networkx every time or numpy every time, so you can always go for its short name, that is known as alias name for a particular package. And later on in your coding, you people can move on with using that particular alias name. Is it okay? Why we have used this after as pd? तो जब भी आप कोई भी पैकेज पे काम करेंगे पाइथन में, आप हमेशा इंपोर्ट, उसके बाद नेम ऑफ द पैकेज, एज के बाद आप कोई भी उसमें शॉर्ट नेम स्पेसिफाई कर सकते हो. इट गिव्स यू द इजी वे, द फ्लेक्सिबल वे टू वर्क विद योर पैकेज. अदरवाइज क्या होगा, आपको जितनी बारी इस पैकेज के नाम को यूज करना है आपको कंप्लीट लिखना पड़ेगा, pandas डॉट numpy डॉट, and that may be irritating sometimes while writing a long name of the package. तो आप उसको ब्रीफली, जैसे हमने pandas को यहाँ पे एज अ पीडी, आप पीडी की जगह कुछ भी और ले सकते हो. तो यूजुअली कुछ कन्वेंशन बनी हुई है, जैसे numpy को हम np ले लेते हैं, pandas को pd ले लेते हैं, networkx को nx ले लेते हैं. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि यू आर लिमिटेड और इट्स अ रिजिडिटी टू टेक दिस ओनली. आप इसमें कोई और एलियास नेम भी चूज कर सकते हो. सो मैं आपको फाइल दिखा देती हूँ, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन इज स्टोर्ड हियर इन दिस अनियन प्रोडक्शन. यहाँ पे जो ये नीचे डाटा आ रहा है, इट इज बेसिकली वन फाइल ऑन आवर सिस्टम इन एक्सेल फॉर्मेट, सॉरी सीएसवी फॉर्मेट में है आपकी फाइल. सो फॉर दिस पर्पज वी हैव टेकन अ फाइल. I hope this is visible to all of you. So we are having a area information in this onion production file and the corresponding production in that area. So it is all about, the first column is the name of the state, the second column is a particular year for which we are talking about. So in how much area a particular onion production has been done. So that information is available state-wise. Similarly, we are having data for 17-18, and we are also having data for one more year, that is 18-19. So in this manner, we are having different year information in terms of area and in terms of production against it. So in the similar manner, you people can have any Excel file or CSV file, and you people can read that file in your Python program. So I'm closing this file for the time being. So this code won't work till you don't have this file. Fine. So you can take up any other Excel file if you have on your machine, and you can try your reading method on that. So I'm taking you back to the code part. So what I have done here, just like a file handler, I have used here a variable df1. So this df1 is equal to p.read_csv, and in that I am passing the complete path. Fine. So we are passing a complete path, and then you can print this df1 variable. So you don't go by onion production if you have any Excel file. And if you don't have, just go for creation of any Excel file. आप सिर्फ 2 कॉलम ले लीजिए, उसमें रोल नंबर एंड स्टूडेंट नेम आप डाल के देख लीजिए. Do this assignment. Create an Excel file with 2 columns. Roll number and second column is student name. Enter 2-3 records and close the file. And then run this code by changing the name of the file. So that file, if it is in CSV format you have saved, then you can go for .csv. Otherwise, if it is in Excel, then you can write XLS. So I'm giving you 5 minutes to run it. What about rest of the persons? Just take 2 minutes. एक आप छोटी सी इसमें Excel फाइल या CSV फाइल क्रिएट कर लीजिए, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली आप यहाँ पे उस फाइल को रीड कर सकते हो, एंड द मेथड फॉर दैट इज read_csv, because my file is in CSV format. आपको ये सारे कॉलम नहीं दिखेंगे, आपको जो कॉलम आपने क्रिएट किए हैं वो दिखेंगे आपको. So I'm giving you here another method. If your file is not in CSV format, that is comma separated values, and you are having your file in the form of Excel, then the method name will be read_Excel. Rest of the things will remain same. So try this also. Just change the name of the file which is in Excel format. Package will remain the same. Yeah, when we are not mentioning as such any which specific rows and columns you want to fetch, by default it will print the complete. Ashwini Rathi. So I hope you have got the answer for your query, because I haven't specifically mentioned to extract a set of rows and columns. So by default, whatsoever information you have, it will completely be displayed using the print command. So you can see here that this particular file contains all this information. Our roll number is there, name is there, sessional marks is there, seminar marks is there, lab marks is there, and as it is showing me Newland character, so internal marks and external marks. So this particular Excel file contains all these columns. So if you have any Excel file on your machine, you can read that file. Do you have any Excel file available with you? Respond in the chat window. Are you able to run this format? I will give a brief overview, some of the methods that you can apply in order to have your limited data display. So here is the code. Read underscore Excel. बाकी तो आपका जो फर्स्ट ये पूरा आर्गुमेंट फाइल का पाथ है, that's it. We have simply passed the path of the file to read underscore Excel method. And it is a method available in Pandas package. After that, you can use the head and tail, two methods on the file, which you have just read in your variable df4. Fine. So in this, we are using df4.head. Head always extract for you the default top 5 rows. And tail, if you are passing, then it will fetch the bottom 5 records. So when we operate any such small work or we want just to demonstrate, we take up either the first top records or bottom records. So for that, we are having the methods head and tail. So is it okay to all of you? अगर हमें पूरी फाइल नहीं चाहिए तो हम उसमें से फेच कर सकते हैं कुछ रिकॉर्ड्स. And you can also pass a numeric value to head and tail method. Let me show you one more and you can run at your end. अगर आप पूरा खाली हेड देंगे तो ये सिर्फ 5 रिकॉर्ड दिखाएगा टॉप मोस्ट. अगर आप इसमें कोई न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू, इंटीजर वैल्यू पास करेंगे तो ये आपको एज पर दैट 10 रिकॉर्ड्स दिखा देगा. सिमिलरली आप टेल के अंदर भी पास कर सकते हो इंटीजर वैल्यू. I have run that also. Tail and tail 7. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. You people just run these commands. Read an Excel file and then try to extract top 5 records, bottom 5 records. And if you have more than that, for your requirement, you simply pass the integer value. Practice this for 5 minutes. If you don't have any file, you can even create with some small data, just in order to practice. However, can you show me the code that you have written? Okay, for the time being, just focus on the methods that I have told you to practice. Pandas is such a effective package that you people can do a lot of things. And as you know that one session is scheduled for this, so we are not going to cover it in detail. But I will tell you through some examples what you can do and how you can extract at least the data. The name of the package is Pandas, not Panda. The name of the package is PANDAS, Pandas. Bhavya Nair, the name of the package is PANDAS. And if it is not, then you can install. So if you want to know that what are the different columns in your file, you can just explore with the name of that data frame variable df4.columns. df4.columns you can see, and you will come to know what are the different columns, what are their names. So you can jot down all the columns in your file. Similarly, within the square brackets, you can mention the particular name of the column and corresponding column only will be displayed. If you want to display more than one columns, just separate them by comma. These are the very basic commands. So we are just trying to explore our Excel file. Import command will only work when you are already having this particular package installed. So is this clear up to this point, all of you? Just respond in the chat window. We have opened a Excel file. We tried to open a CSV file. We operated upon that by using head and tail method. You can pass integer value to that so that many number of rows you can fetch. And if you want to limit your data by a column, so you can mention the column name in the square brackets after the name of the data frame variable. So you can see here that it's so effective and convenient to fetch your file that is a structured one, because Excel format is needed when we are having some data in the form of rows and columns. And in text file, it's a bit difficult to manage all these things. So it's better to go for Excel file when we are having such kind of structured data. And it is very easy to work with long files or big data that is stored in the form of Excel file or CSV file. So you can very easily operate on that. So I have fetched here 2 columns. I can also fetch a single column. I can also view the different columns available in my file. So in this manner, the best is to know in detail the pandas. So if you want to know how many number of records are there in your data frame, so you can just apply length method here also. You can see that length is applicable to so many things. arrays, tuples, list, dictionaries, and today we have seen on files also. So len method works here also. Data frame में कितने आपके records हैं? It will tell you number of records in that. So I'm going to share the last example with some small methods that we have done in our basic concepts classes. So you can have a feel that how we can work upon our data which is stored in Excel file. तो आप यहाँ पे देखिए हमारे पास एक सेशनल मार्क्स एक फील्ड है या कॉलम है. सबसे पहले हमने उसको एक वेरिएबल में एक्सट्रैक्ट कर लिया. आर यू गेटिंग मी? डाटा फ्रेम नेम सेशनल मार्क्स एक कॉलम है विच इज होल्डिंग द न्यूमेरिक वैल्यूज. इसको हमने फेच कर लिया और इसके बाद हमने इस वेरिएबल पे डॉट सम मेथड लगा दिया एंड आई हैव डिस्प्लेड द सम. अगर आपके पास एक सिंपल एक्सेल में कॉलम आप बना लीजिए, उसमें आप 5 to 10 वैल्यूज एंटर कर दीजिए. आर यू गेटिंग मी? अगर नहीं भी है तो उसमें आपने जो फाइल एक्सेल की बनाई है उसमें एक कॉलम ऐड कर दीजिए एंड इन दैट यू सिंपली हैव अ न्यूमेरिक वैल्यूज. अब आपने जब फाइल को उसको ओपन किया है, डाटा फ्रेम के अंदर से आप सिर्फ एक कॉलम एक्सट्रैक्ट करोगे. मैंने यहाँ पे सेशनल अंडरस्कोर मार्क्स लिया, आप कुछ भी ले लीजिए, उसमें मार्क्स कॉलम बना लीजिए और उसमें फिर आप सम मेथड को रन करके देखो. एंड रेस्पॉन्ड मी इन द चैट विंडो, आर यू एबल टू डू दिस? हमने सम पहले भी अप्लाई किया है, वी हैव डन इट अर्लियर ऑल्सो. तो अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं, एक्सेल की फाइल के कॉलम क्या हम सम कंप्यूट कर रहे हैं. Those who are not having any file, please create a file with one column, numeric value. आप उसका सम भी निकाल सकते हो, आप उसका मीन निकाल सकते हो, आप मिनिमम वैल्यू निकाल सकते हो, उसमें से मैक्सिमम निकाल सकते हो. So right now on your screen you are having code for 4 methods: sum, mean, maximum, minimum. So try these 4 methods, take your time and respond me in the chat window. Are you able to run it? So how many of you are able to run any of the methods? Are you able to run some method? Okay. So tell me, just by next I have computed the mean and I have used round function also, so that my mean that is computed should be rounded off to 2 digits. So on the single column only I am working, which is numeric. We have computed sum, we have computed mean, Then run the minimum method. So you can know about what is the minimum value. And similarly, you run for maximum. And accordingly, you will get the response as shown here. So you will get the response as done by you at your end at the file. So all the methods you have already done. So only difference is that right now I'm not working on any tuple or list, but I'm working on a column of a file, which is in Excel format. So in this manner, you can handle your Excel file. And you can fetch the complete information about your data frame by df4, that is name of the data frame .info. So it will display you are having roll number. There are total 13 entries. Data columns, there are 7. Again, name is also having 13 entries, object type, integer value. So all kind of information you can fetch using this, using the info method. And one we have describe method. So all the statistics you can generate regarding your mathematical, you can say the column on which we are working. It will go for count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, quartiles, and maximum value. So all this. So this is the last point which I wanted to discuss with you people in this session. So I am stopping here. In case if there is any problem up to this point, so you can ask your query. So if you are specifically willing to identify minimum or maximum, you can go for individual method. And if you want to just generate the complete statistics, so you can simply go to that column dot describe. So it will just put before you all the statistics. Sometimes this kind of statistics helps you in decision making. I'm waiting for your active responses. I can give you a quick recap of the things that we have done in this session if needed. So we have tried to work upon Excel file or a CSV file also. Both of the files you can take, and we have learned some basics of data frame and pandas module we have used in order to work on our file which is in Excel format. So I hope all of you have enjoyed the session, and in this manner we have covered how to go about working with text file, binary file, CSV file, and Excel file. So best of luck with your next sessions, and in that you will come to know about various packages in Python in detail. And now it has given you a base for your pandas package also, and you can keep on extending your knowledge. And you will come to know that lot of methods are available and lot of things you can analyze and do effective working. NumPy, SciPy, and Pandas and Matplotlib, these are the basic packages needed for any data analysis, which is based upon the Excel file or CSV file. So is Aman madam there? Amandeep ma'am? Amandeep ma'am or Dr. Mukesh, are you available right now? So I express my thanks to all the participants to be sincere enough and I really like the way the students have put their efforts in practicing the things along with me and obeying the things, because for a learner the best is to obey the things. So if you have tried at least to do some things, I can understand that many of you might not have. So am I audible or not? Dr. Amandeep, I'm getting your message. What about rest of the participants? Am I audible? Okay. So it means I'm not audible to Dr. Amandeep. Is it so? Okay, ma'am. Aman ma'am is not audible. So what about the students? I hope I'm audible to all of you. Okay, ma'am. No props. So from participant and if there is any query left from for my sake, so you people can ask. Else, most welcome in future sessions also, as and when you people practice the things. So you can download the pandas package documentation from pypy.org or python.org website and carry on with your practice and file handling part. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Aman ma'am, for the opportunity provided to me to interact with such young minds. It's a nice learning experience at both ends. So I believe now I'm going to end the session after getting instruction from your end, Dr. Aman. So may I leave the session now? Okay, I'm online for 5 more minutes if in case any feedback you people want to give. Okay, Aman man, thanks a lot. So hope to see you in some future upcoming event, and I believe these sessions taken by me were helpful for the participants, and I was able to deliver as per your expectations. So thanks a lot again to all who are present right now in the session and to the organizers. I convey my best regards and thanks to Dr. Mukesh Kumar for providing me the opportunity to deliver these sessions in the training program. Thank you all. So with these words, I'm leaving the session. Definitely see you all in some future event also, as and when opportunity provided. So thanks to all of you. I'm winding up the session. Okay, thanks.